Later Gator to you? Later Gator to you, are you there? He's left us.
Now this discussion is really getting awkward. He really did leave us!
Oh my god. Did he type in chat already? No, he didn't. Oh my god, what happened?
What happened? He really did? What?
Alright, now this is the greatest video to ever go up on the game channel. I know I say that like every video we do, but like, legit, now this is the greatest.
Like, is he even online anymore?
He is.
Yeah, he is. What?
He's typing. What'd he say? Hang on. I think we're gonna have to move to Skype.
We're gonna have to go to Skype?
Yeah, probably. Just tell him we'll both be on Skype shortly. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to a brand new discussion for G.A.M.E. So, Pancake and I are back again, the Poké Nerds. This time we're going to be geeking out over the Blue Bomber Mega Man, who had a 30th anniversary celebration stream not too long ago by Capcom.
I mean, I gotta say, this live stream was just really amazing. Mega Man's just one of those series that can just do anything amazing. Unless you count Mighty Number 9, which it doesn't really count, but that was made by the guy who created Mega Man. We're not going to talk about that right now, because Mighty Number 9 just sucks. Okay? Not opinion, that's fact. But yeah, I'm really glad that it's just me and you right now, you know, discussing a really good series. That is just amazing.
Hey, what about me? I'm here too.
You're here!
Alright, bye.
Who are you?
I'm later Gator to you, and I'll have my revenge.
Anyway, in all seriousness, welcome to another discussion discussing the 30th anniversary of Mega Man livestream. My name is TheJamesRolls.
I'm later Gator to you.
And I'm Pancake Armor Man.
So, Pancake, you did a good job fulfilling the duties of later Gator to you in the Pokemon discussion, but I think the rightful question connoisseur is back to claim his throne.
And he deserves it.
You've done well, my apprentice. Now get out of here.
Thank you, Master.
Alright, so the first question. What is your experience with the Mega Man series?
So, Mega Man's a pretty popular franchise, I think. I don't know anything about it. But I've played a couple of Mega Man games because of the Virtual Console on 3DS, although they are also available on Wii and Wii U. We'll get to that later. But, yeah, I've Let's Played the first Mega Man, and I wanted to Let's Play the second, and honestly, by now, should have been third, too, for the longest time, but I kind of just had other things come up, or other games that I wanted to do, and they kind of gotten shelved, in a way, for Let's Play purposes, but, I've played a good amount of Mega Man games. I'm not the biggest fan of Mega Man, but I can respect its hardcore fan base.
Alright, I guess I'll go next. My experience with Mega Man is that back when I was at the Ronald McDonald house after my surgery, there was a arcade machine that was down in the basement, along with, you know, stuff like toys and the Wii machine, which was pretty nice. This arcade machine had Capcom games like Ghost of Goblins and that, but the one that me and my brother played the most was this multiplayer yes, it was Capcom, Mega Man game, where you get to play as Mega Man, Bass, and Proto Man, and you got to do stuff like fight bosses, fight Yellow Devil, fight Dr. Wily, it was really fun, and that was really my first Mega Man game. A couple years later, I got the collection for the GameCube. It's a really fun game, even though they did mix up the A and B button, but that is frustrating, but it's not really a big deal. But that's my experience with Mega Man.
Alright, so I knew about Mega Man when I was a kid, but I didn't really look too far into it until a YouTuber named Yuri of Wind made a video for Mega Man Legends 3 when that got canceled. So, to this day, I still haven't actually played a Mega Man game. I'm a terrible person.
Shame!
But what they announced today at the 30th anniversary. Yes, we're recording this today with the stream. No, we're not. What they demonstrated has gotten me interested in playing the series. That and the fact that he was in Smash Brothers. So yeah, I respect the fan base, but I haven't really had that much experience myself. All right, so the next question: what are your thoughts on Mega Man 11?
Finally, we have another main series Mega Man game. Like, when they had the reveal trailer and they had all of the Mega Man games from main side, like every single one in between, it was so sad seeing the gap of nothing from like 2010 to 2017. It was so sad, but I'm so glad that, and especially because they're abandoning the pixelized format, they're actually going for a 2.5D for this one. So I'm really, really glad. It looks amazing. It looks like it's gonna return to the core Mega Man titles like 2, 3, 4, but also keeping things and modifying things that were introduced in later games and side games, which is really, really neat. Like, I was so excited when they showed it off. I was really, really excited. And it's even cool how they had the Easter egg of the first Robot Master suit they showed off. That was concept art in Legacy Collection 2 for PS4, Xbox, and PC. So that was really neat to see. Yeah, I loved what we've seen so far of Mega Man 11. It looks incredible.
I'm just gonna get this off my chest. Mega Man has had a terrible reputation with new games. I mean, they usually end up getting silently canceled or just canceled up front. You know, like Mega Man Legends Free for the 3DS was canceled. There were other attempts to bring Mega Man back that were just shot down, canceled, not made anything. And then Mega Man 11 gets shown off, and I'm really happy to see that this game, mainly because Mega Man has gotten the treatment of basically just being thrown aside, and it's nice to see that the character is finally being treated the way he should be. And after the disappointment that was Mighty Number 9 made by the guy who created Mega Man, I'm just glad that Mega Man is getting something that looks good, looks like it will play really good, and just looks like they're going back to Mega Man's roots. And I also like how they did not make any comments on anime fans in Prom Night, like, you know, my Number 9 did. Or didn't brag about how you can, like, dash across the screen or anything. But anyways, yep, that's my opinion on Mega Man 11, or my thoughts on it, at least.
Alright, so a bit of a fun story. I was on campus. I was on my college campus when the 30th anniversary was happening, so I wasn't able to watch it live. But around the time that I was going into the study hall to study for boring math finals and things like that, was when I got a Twitter notification about Mega Man 11 being announced. So throughout the entire time I was trying to study, I could not get Mega Man 11 out of my mind. I was like, okay, I just gotta watch this real quick and then to get back to studying. People don't. I'm not a good example for things like. That's for the game itself.
Perfect role model. Perfect role model.
So, admittedly, when the footage first appeared, I couldn't help but think that this looked like a little bit of Mighty Number 9. But then, as the trailer continued onward, it looked progressively better visual-wise in that game. Although, personally, I think I would have preferred if they did something like Sonic Mania, where they took the original art style and kind of updated it, rather than just going full-blown 3D everything. But at least it's not like New Super Mario Brothers, where, well, we don't want to need to go into that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And while Pancake was talking, I added another question to the list. When do you think we'll hear more about Mega Man 11?
It's hard to say because I think the more logical thing is around E3, if not at E3. But I mean, I could see maybe a little bit of new gameplay at like a random Nintendo Direct before E3. If PlayStation has a random event before E3, which I think they always do. And same with Microsoft. Microsoft, I know, definitely has a thing like a week before E3, so I'd honestly would say probably around E3, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe the long-rumored January Nintendo Direct had maybe something. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I would imagine that if they were going to show more of Mega Man 11, then they would just have another live stream showing off like beta gameplay, some boss fights, or they could just do it at E3 for Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. But I would prefer just them doing another live stream showing off more Mega Man 11 than just waiting until E3, to show off more of the game, because I don't know, because usually when they show stuff off at E3, that's usually when it ends up being canceled. So, yeah.
I hope this game doesn't get canceled, because that would really upset everybody.
I think also the fact that it was announced for next year is an indication that it's gonna still go through, because it's probably been in development for at least 2 years now, so I don't think they'd cancel it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if it was announced for late 2019 or early 2020, then I could see it being canceled, but I mean, we only have like a year to go, so.
Yeah. I think I agree with James, where I think if that January Nintendo Direct does happen, I think what they'll do is that those sizzle reels that they have where they demonstrate a bunch of games quickly. I think they'll do something like that, where we get like a 10-second glimpse at Mega Man 11, but we don't really get to know more outside of what we already know from the previous demonstrations. But I think at E3, or around that time, is when more story details and maybe like 1 or 2 more levels will be demonstrated, and then some event later in the summer or early in the fall will be like a full-blown news for like pricing and all the levels and things like that. And I just thought of another question, and I will add to this list too. Do you think there will be any DLC for Mega Man 11?
In this day and age, probably, yeah.
I mean, I think if they're going to do DLC, they should do something like they add in remastered levels from the first 10 games to play through. Like the first level, well, since you can basically choose what area you want to play first in Mega Man, they just choose like the fan favorite areas and just like add those as remastered areas as DLC, with the boss fights remastered and all that stuff. That's what I prefer for DLC for the game, personally. Or they could add extra story where you could play as either Zero, Bass, or Proto Man, because Proto Man needs to be in more Mega Man games because he's a cool character, and so is Zero and Bass. They're pretty cool too.
Yeah, I could see them doing something similar to what Silver Knight has been doing, where if they don't just outright make an entirely new game, they could add additional campaigns to the main story. I don't think it'll be like Silver Knight, where the additional campaigns are free, but I do think we'll get something similar to that. We all know how much Capcom loves DLC. So, moving on from Mega Man 11, what are your thoughts on Mega Man X 1 through 8 and the Legacy Collection games coming to Nintendo Switch?
Well, first off, I'm very, very glad that Legacy Collection 1 is being brought to the... Well, actually, no. Legacy Collection 2 is being brought to the Switch. They didn't really have to do the first one because it was already on Wii U, I think, right? But it was also on 3DS.
3DS only.
Oh, 3DS only? Oh, then never mind. Yeah, thank God they brought the first one to the Switch. But yeah, it's nice that the Capcom is rectifying it and showing support for the Switch by bringing both of them to the Switch. And now all 11 main Mega Man games will be able to be played on the Switch by this time next year, which is exciting to think about. And apparently there's also going to be extended amiibo support in Legacy Collection 1 and 2, I think? I'm not exactly sure, which is exciting. It gives more use to the Gold Mega Man amiibo that people bought with the 3DS bundle. And the X Collection. The original one was only 1 through 6, right?
I don't know.
I think so? I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think it was only 1 through 6 for the original X Collection, but it's nice that the full collection now is being released, and being that it's going to be on the Switch too, is really exciting. It just goes to show how much third-party support the Switch is getting compared to the poor old Wii U. It's feeling like it's the Wii days again with the Switch, how much third-party support there is, and how strong of a lineup it currently has. So it's exciting times, and I'm super, super glad that we are getting the Legacy Collections and the X Collection on Nintendo Switch. I am really, really excited.
James, it's funny that you say it's like the Wii days, because that's how I put it. It is like the Wii days. You can barely find it. Funny story is that I called GameStop today. I asked them some questions, and when I called, they're like, "Hello, I'm this person, and you're and this, and, you know, all that." And then they say, "And yes, we have the Nintendo Switch." That wasn't my question, but I'm glad to know. But anyways, the Legacy Collections 1 and 2 coming to the Switch is a good move, because I never got the first game, first collection, because I had the Anniversary Collection for the GameCube, so I didn't really see the point, and plus I could just buy the Gold Mega Man off of Amazon, which I haven't yet. But, and then number 2, the sequel, I was disappointed that this was back when the Wii U was still out, that it did not come to the Wii U, and that was only for PS4 and Xbox One. But now that both of them are coming out for the Switch, that is a really good thing, really good move. It really gives the Switch more, games than, more games than it can handle. I mean, it already has more games than you can count already coming out for it, and that's a good thing. Mega Man X 1 through 8 also coming out is a really good move too, because Mega Man X is a series that I want to try out along with Legends, but and I just find it exciting that these games are all coming to the Switch. No offense, PS4 or Xbox One, but I freaking hate your guts right now, so yeah.
I can't really say that I know much about the Mega Man X games, but to put things into perspective, this time next year, we're going to have 19 Mega Man games playable on the Switch. That is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So, did they say whether or not the Gold Mega Man amiibo would be bundled with the Switch version?
I would assume they would do it.
I mean, I would think they would, but I also think they'd make new amiibos for the game, specifically, also, along with the Gold Mega Man, so I don't really know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
Alright. Like I said, I don't know much about those games, but the amount of content we're gonna get on the Switch within a year is it's just mind-blowing. If you thought this year was good, next year is just gonna be mind-blowing. That's all I can really say about that.
And really quickly, before you move on, speaking of the amiibo thing, I could easily see them doing what they did with Metroid Samus Returns and doing a Mega Man series where they have Mega Man and they have Rush, a Rush amiibo. I could easily see them doing those two as like a double pack.
Oh, that would be cool. You know, they need to have a Dr. Wily amiibo where he's like, he's like begging for forgiveness or something like that. That would be awesome.
And what about a Dr. Light amiibo and a Zero base and Proto Man amiibo free pack? That'd be nice too.
You know, I could totally imagine somebody making a custom amiibo of like all those Mega Man characters, and behind them is like a gravestone saying Mighty Number 9 on it. All right, so the next question. What do you want to see in Mega Man's near future?
More games that don't take 7 years to come out. That's really all I can ask for, to be realistic, although that isn't really realistic considering, you know, the gap between 10 and 11, but just give Mega Man love, Capcom. The fan base is there. They'll eat it up, even if it's a terrible game. So, just more Mega Man, but don't make terrible Mega Man games. Make games that the fans will love and cherish. Just take care of Mega Man. That's all we ask. Take care of the Blue Bomber. Make sure when you make a game that it's completely worth it. That's all I ask.
What I want to see from Mega Man's future is, of course, those amiibos, Dr. Wily, Lights, the characters, all that, you know, released. I want to see them try to revive Mega Man Legends Free and put it, like, try to bring it for the PS4 and Switch and Xbox One, because, my god, it was really disappointing when Mega Man Legends Free was canceled, because that would have been a really fun game to play, because the sequel ended on a cliffhanger. And, well, I just really want them to see, you know, with all these games coming out, they're reviving the Mega Man with Mega Man 11. So they should try to revive the Legends series with Mega Man Legends Free, or a reboot of the first two. You know, try to update them. I just want to see those fiends specifically. You know, and that's about it right now. That's all I really want to see.
After Mega Man 11 comes out, I could see them making like some kind of bundle, like what they did, with Platinum Games did with Bayonetta, where they have a package with both Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 in there, and if that game does well, I could see them then bringing back Mega Man Legends 3. But that's kind of all I really want, because Mega Man Legends 3. The idea behind that was really interesting, where they had the fans have a more strong input on on the development for the game. It's like a Kickstarter project, but like the fans didn't have to pay for anything. If not Mega Man Legends 3, then I hope they bring that idea back for something, like maybe Mega Man 12 or something like that, if that doesn't take 7 years to happen. And the final question. Do you have any final thoughts on Mega Man's 30th anniversary?
All I can really say is Mega Man, even though we didn't think you would get another game, it's hard to believe you're 30 years old. Hats off to you, Mega Man. You're older than I, which is great because I feel old just being 25, so you probably feel older. Congrats, Mega Man!
All I gotta say is that this year has been crazy for characters returning. You know, Bubsy returned even though that sucked, like all Bubsy's games do. Sonic returned even though that was short-lived. Mario basically returned himself because Odyssey seems like a really great game. Link and the whole Zelda series has basically returned itself because that has a really good game out right now. And now Mega Man's returning. This has just been a good year for mascots of video games, and video games in general, characters just returning from the grave. And I just want them to keep that up, you know, bring back more characters like maybe Glover, you know. But yeah, just seeing Mega Man finally come back, you know, after a long time and after the failure that was Mighty Number 9. It is really nice to see all these characters returning, and Mega Man is always welcome to return in my book, no matter what.
To add to what you said about mascots returning this year, I agree with that for the most part, but where is Spyro? Why didn't Spyro make a comeback?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Crash. Crash also returned, but that was kind of short-lived. They mentioned this game a couple times this year, and then people kind of forgot about it. Yeah, where is Spyro?
I mean, Sean Layden didn't wear a Spyro shirt at PSX this year, so it's not happening at least this year.
Did you guys see those clips of those people's reactions in the audience during that?
No, I didn't.
The people at the PlayStation at the PSX thingy, they looked so bored during that.
Yeah, because it was basically like a panel thing you would see at PAX or something, with a they had a block of 7 trailers of stuff back to back to back, but the rest of it was before and after just talking about stuff from the games without any real gameplay. The only gameplay thing they showed off from a thing they talked about was that Detroit Become Human game, and it was something that was already played at 2 E3s ago.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think that's pretty much everything for this discussion. Who wants to do the outro?
I guess we can go reverse order, since we started out a different order. I don't know.
Alright. Thank y'all for watching this video for the Mega Man 30th anniversary. I'm Lady Gear to you, and they are...
Pancake Man.
And TheJamesRolls.
So let's get out of here, and I will see you next time. Wow, I'm out.
That was fun. Alright, I'll be right back. I need to go do something real quick. I'll be right back.
Bye.
I didn't even stop the recording yet.